ThenaFi is the leading V33 DEX on the Binance Smart Chain. Not that it faces a lot of competition, but it is at the head of the branch. Now, one could argue that the recent rise in TVL, price of the asset, as well as volume, is fueled by whatever was happening with Aerodrome and still is. And if you would argue this, you would be correct, because that's what majorly fueled all of this growth. However, of course, on a more tighter level, there have been developments, they're doing partnerships, so on and so forth. But this, for me, is potentially 10% of all of this growth, or 10% of the reason behind all of this growth, right? We don't talk much about development here, even though if it's highly correlated to the protocol metrics, we do mention this. And speaking of protocol metrics, because that's basically what is being discussed on this channel. If you've been a frequent watcher of this channel, you would know all of this. Sorry to interrupt you there, folks. I just want to quickly chime in and mention that we are currently working on a project called Numerical. It's DeFi as a service, meaning you'll get exposed to real DeFi protocols that generate real revenue, aka real yield, and you're gonna get a cut of this without doing the setup yourself. All you have to do is enter, claim, or withdraw. Very simple. So your capital is available at all times to take, and you can choose the option where to invest. More details in the description and in our community chat. June Analytics is a great way to look at all of these things. And to add to my point in regards to the recent growth and why this happened, you can clearly see that the trend was growing, even though it was almost dead at some point in regards to the volume, as well as the fees that came from the volume generated. That huge spike was mainly fueled by when Aero and Velo were listed on Coinbase, and that's when people, and a lot of people, bought into these tokens and then realized that there is a niche behind this, right? So look at the price. It almost went above its previous all-time high. So they looked at Aerodrome and they're like, okay, we're already above 200 mil market cap. What is in that niche that is still at a lower market cap that I can take advantage of? Right now, the The token is at a market cap at 12.3 because that's what most investors look at. Not the full diluted valuation, which is at 73 mil, but the market cap. So 12 million, but that's at the current price. When people came in, this is when they came in, when the price was 4 times lower. So I'm talking about a 3-ish million market cap. So people saw this and they were like, okay, that's super tiny. We need to buy this because this could do as well as Aero did. Velo, unfortunately, did rise in price, but it was big anyway, and it still is. So the rise in price wouldn't be as much. However, in my Velodrome video, I show you that there is a lot of room for growth, but still, this is tinier. So this took the cake in regards to price appreciation. Now, if you go on DeFi Llama and you look at the TVL of ThenaFi, you would see it at the 18th level. Yes, it did grow over the past week, even over the past month, but it's still relatively small compared to the other V33 DEXs. So that's what, 1/3 of the Velodrome TVL, about 1/8 of the Aerodrome TVL. However, as we've come to learn, TVL is not what gives you the best for your buck. And this is what does. Now come to the volume section and look at it from this perspective. ThenaFi is on the 3rd spot. It's the only one that grew out of the top 5 on a weekly level, and it does have an above 1 volume to market cap ratio. And that's something that I have mentioned. If there is more volume than the market cap, means there's more fees that are captured by the liquidity providers. And that's something that you should really focus on. Again, we don't know what's gonna happen after that small hype dies down and everything goes back to normal. This might drop, but I would argue that not all of the users that came into ThenaFi are tourists. I'm sure some of them liked what they saw, they like the community, they like what they're doing, and they will stay. So overall, I think this is a good thing, and I think that this is what you should mainly focus on, like I said, because If you come to the website, they did do a full rebranding, by the way. It looks better. There's all of the basic stuff that you would do here, right? So you would basically give liquidity and you will earn the The token, which you can lock and vote on pools. Now, one thing I really like is that they did add this feature. The reward estimate gives you the amount of money you will get per 1,000 vote, which are currently priced at $444. And that's 1 week, remember, that's on an epoch level. So, for example, if you scroll down, you can almost make all of that money back on that pool. But keep in mind that we're still super early in the epoch. So we're what? Day 2? That's nothing. There's still 4 more days, 5 more days. So of course, by the time that comes, the closer we get to the end of the epoch, that number will decrease as more people vote on the pool. But the point stands, there is money being given. If we scroll to the top, we can clearly see that right now, this is how much you would earn. Of course, that's annualized. Keep that in mind. If you were to vote, I would say this number would probably decrease by more than 20x perhaps. But anyways, the idea is that the platform is generating money. There is bribes coming in, and that is solidified by the fact that if you go back to Dune's analytics, we can scroll down a bit and we can see that overall the bribes money is still coming in, and it's coming in good. So here it is. So this is the total overall. You can clearly see that it has had its highest epoch ever since inception. So fees plus bribe reward. Now this week hasn't been updated yet because, like I said, it's still new, and the platform, the person behind all of these tables hasn't run the query yet. But I would argue that it should be, relatively high as well, but we'll see. So overall, the VC holders are still in good shape. If you are somebody who locked in your tokens ever since inception, you most probably have made your money back. So right now, there is a dilemma. You are in a situation where you see that this is a platform that is making money, but we know very well that the bribe money as well as the fees coming in from volume come in waves. So right now it's good, but I'm sure there will come epochs where this will a bit dial down and dry up. Are you somebody who is willing to take the risk and play the long game because you have faith in the project, the community, and what they're delivering, and the people behind this? Then you can buy now, you can buy when it drops, or even you can just add liquidity, earn the token, and then you can stake it and earn VAPR from it. If you're somebody who is looking to take advantage of the recent hype and the recent rally of the price, I would say go stake your liquidity, earn the token, sell it for USDC, and then take your money. Take your profit, realize your money, and just go about your strategy. And that's the cool part in DeFi, right? So you have a balance of people who want money today, who want money few months, years from now, and there is the middle point when you have people who realize profit today, but at the same time keep a portion for a later day, for delayed gratification. And like I said, this is a space where it's player versus entity. You are not fighting versus another investor who's going to earn the most. At the end of the day, this is real yield, this is real money driven from a real service, and that's real revenue. And that's what you should keep in mind when you want to compare something like this to a place like Elephant Money or whatever, where it's a Ponzi scheme, people have to enter for you to exit. That's just the gist of it. We do have a Telegram community. We do share lots of cool things about crypto and DeFi. People are amazing. You won't regret joining us. And with that, see you in the next one. Have a good one.